Why would I be insulting someone who is, or why would I think, or why would I feel I am better than someone who their coins are falling in for them through honest work? They are living their best life. They are doing what makes them happy. They are unbothered. Why would I? Why would I decide that I want to take out my time and start talking and typing about somebody, about their pedigree? Why would I do that? And I'm looking at this person, and for a lot of reasons, this person, I know that this person is, way better than me, has achieved more than me, is much more, they are more known than me. They are more popular than I am. They've got this, they have a message that is positive. And here I am, killing myself and throwing and spewing hate. I mean, that means I want to die. That means I hate my life, because that's how I see it. These are people that hate their lives. For whatever reason, they hate their lives. Hi guys, how are you all doing today, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinyere of Juliet Style Glam. If this is your first time here with me, thank you so much for being part of my family. And if you're already subscribed to this channel, you're awesomely welcome. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of you, okay, for being here. I've had some bad news back from my family, so it hasn't been easy for me to be able to get up and be here. But I know that I owe that much to you guys to show up. So here I am. Thank you so much for being patient with me. All right, so today we're going to be talking about a very, 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 very sore subject that has taken over most of the world and Europe as well. So first of all, I'm going to talk about, I don't know if you know any French artist, but the most popular and successful French artist we have today in France goes by the name of Aya Nakamura. You must have heard her song. Now, this is someone, she was born in Mali and came to France as a baby. And she has grown up in France. She's a French citizen. And she has also carved a niche for herself in the music genre. So Aya has hit songs after hit songs. And I remember when I first got to know her, I was like, who is this amazing, beautiful black goddess? She has features that are exceptional. It's amazing when you see her. And she adopted the name Nakamura from the Japanese manga cartoon. I think it's if I'm not wrong, I think it's one, I can't remember because I'm really not a fan of mangas, but that was where she adopted her name from. Her full name, I need to just check that out. Her full name is, just a second, guys. Yes, so her real name is Aya Danioko. Okay, that's her real full name. And so she adopted the name Aya Nakamura. And today, there is a very big controversy, racist controversy, over the fact that she was nominated. And the thing is, again, she allegedly was, nominated to represent or perform at the upcoming Olympic Games. Now, all of us in the world are very well aware that France is hosting the next Olympics. And that is a whole lot of money. And so, allegedly, she was in discussions with the President, Emmanuel Macron, concerning this issue. And again, it blew up because she hasn't said anything about it. No one has said, neither has the President. Now, Aya just had a collab with Nigerian pop star as well, Ira Star, and the video and the song is due to come out sometime this week. So you may ask why. Well, I'm going to first of all state out some things. If you remember, I spoke about living in France and what life is in France. I'm going to attach the video here, and I'm going to put an excerpt of that video here, where I talked about French culture and the fact that there is a lot of racism attached to French culture. Well, I wasn't wrong. Now, first of all, it started with the story of the far right group saying or whatnot concerning Aya. I'm going to quote some of what they said. Now, we have somebody by the name of who said that, okay, so I'm going to start with the one of the far right, who is the niece of Marine Le Pen. And she says, Aya Nakamura does not sing in French. She doesn't represent French culture and elegance. Now, first of all, that's a big fat lie. This girl sings in French. Her music is in French. She uses French slang. So where this person got her ideology or her theory from, or her statistics from, I don't know. And then we go to the other dude who said, and I quote, this is crazy, this is insane. This is 2024. And you see, I've made subsequent videos about this, and I've told you guys that the French racism in France is prevalent. The thing is, they pretend. And I'll tell you why. And so one of them who actually contested for the last elections, who goes by the name of Eric Zemmour, said that he claimed future babies don't vote for rap, not for Lambada, nor for Aya Nakamura. They vote for Mozart. Okay. And so I'm going to also show you some screenshots of what Aya Nakamura's Instagram page look like. And so this is where I'm going to come in. I've said it before that France is racist, and I have never, ever, 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 ever backed down on that. And the thing about it is that while everyone is talking about the far right groups, I beg to differ. Yes, because it's not only far right groups. It's not far right groups that were on her Instagram page. It wasn't far right groups that were on her Twitter page. It wasn't far right groups that were there. There are actually French people who feel that she is beneath. She has no pedigree to represent or to perform at the Olympic in France. One of the music journalists said that if this was about music, I would understand. But it's not about the music. It's just about the color of her skin. And I say this to say that who are we to put art in a box? I remember Tracy Chapman making in one interview, I'm going to look for it, I'm going to attach it here. And in an interview, she said something like, she said she doesn't believe in categorizing music. Music is free. Music is open. Music can change. Music can be added to subtract. Music is so fluid. And it's true because you can bring in Afrobeats and hip hop and you can join music together. You can bring in Zouk and you can bring in Afrobeats and you can bring in classical music and you will make wonders. And I agree. Who are you to classify art? Who are you to put art in a box? Who do you think you are that you think that your pedigree is more than any other person's? This person, Aya Nakamura, is counting her money in millions. And most of the people, I bet you, most of the people who are there, most of the people who have complained or are complaining do not have and see the kind of money this girl brings out every minute or second of her life. There have been controversies of this nature in the past. So I'm going to take you back a few history lessons. In 1998, when a French artist, I think it was Black M, if it wasn't 1988, it was 2018, a rapper, Black M, was to perform for the World Cup. Again, he received backlash from the so-called, people that have this pedigree and feel that it is not Black people that should be representing France. In 2018, a similar incident happened. In 2021, again, in 2021, we had another artist by the name of Youssoufa. And he was supposed to perform at the 2021 European Football Tournament. And again, the title of the song was Écris mon nom en bleu. And listening to that name, that means write my name in blue. And that's, like every artist, what that meant, the literal meaning of that means write my name in blue. Because in France, the name of the football team is, they are always chanted Allez les Bleus, Allez les Bleus. So they are known as the Blues. And so Écris mon nom en bleu is saying to them, write my name in blue. France won. France is going to win, or France won. That is what it simply means. Écris mon nom en bleu. And you really need to understand and appreciate art, poetry, music. I'm one of those people. I have a passionate love for the arts because I grew up in the arts. I love the arts. I did art at school. I paint, I draw, you name it. I do all of those things. I sing. And so art is the most selfless form of expression I've always known and I know. And so here we are in 2024, okay, talking about racism. And this is a nation that has, okay, as its motto, liberté, égalité, et fraternité. This you will see. As a Black person and as an African living in France, I have not known that égalité and fraternité. I have not seen it for the longest time. I have not. We just power through. As an immigrant in France, you power through. And when you power through, telling yourself day in, day out that whatever it is that it's for their pocket, whatever they seek to, qualify me as is for their pocket. I also talk to you guys about the fact that in France, you can't be Black and be highly educated. It's like a taboo. And it's not just being Black, it's being African, whatever country you come from. And you can't, it's like a taboo. You're like this person who fell from the sky. Okay? And here we are. Now, the people they said that, now going further, they so-called, people that feel that Aya Nakamura does not have the pedigree, okay, and that she doesn't represent France. Elle ne représente pas la France. Elle n'est pas français. Elle n'est pas. It's again. Let me explain. So they talked about the fact that she uses slangs and she uses words. I'm coming to the politicians. A politician, not just a politician, somebody who is presently sitting in the Senate today, actually said that, and I can't, yes, he actually said that Gerard Lasher said and took offense at her use of the sexually explicit slang term kachana. Okay? Now, this is music we're talking about. I'm Nigerian. I am Igbo. And with the way Nigeria has been on the map very recently, you will all understand that there is a beautiful thing about slangs. Without slangs, what is a language? I know today of lots of white people, Caucasians, married to Nigerians all over the world, who now use those same slangs. It is used in music. Many of you listen to Burna Boy. Some of you have learned some words, some slangs through Burna Boy's music. I've had people ask me, because when I listened to that his song, the song where he used Tony Braxton's when he sampled Tony Braxton's music. And I've had people ask me, what does he mean by last, everybody go chop breakfast? I'm like, yeah, that song. I've had to explain that song to people, explain to them that song happened to be kind of a love letter of broken heart, of heartbreak. And it's a love letter to his then girlfriend, whom he broke up with at the time. And so breakfast in that song means heartbreak, breaking up. That is what it means. And so on and so forth. There are so many of them. We have slangs even mixed in Yoruba and English. You've got slangs in Igbo and English. You've got slangs in Hausa and English. And that is the beauty of culture. And I ask, is there a point where, by French standards, we are supposed to forget where we originated from or where we came from? Did we fall from the sky? I doubt that very much, but I think it's also interesting that they are able to answer that question. I think it's also interesting that they're able to answer the question about who Black people are, because I feel that there is this, I don't care, I don't want to know attitude when it comes to Black people. I have seen and heard many ignorant statements concerning people from different parts of Africa. And all it takes for you is to learn. Go and do the research. You are not masters. If you are not, there is no one you lord it over. That period and that era is over. We are no longer there. We are now in a period and an era of where people are taking their bull by the horns and they are moving in with it. And so deal with it. Deal with it. Because again, what these people have failed to understand, what these ignoramuses have failed to understand, is that this could cost France. France has put in a lot of money into the Olympic Games. The torch flew round, went past by even my son's school. Okay, the torch has been going around because at the end of the day, the torch is going to get to the stadia. And so we're asking, are you ready? Are you willing to lose this amazing and golden opportunity because of colorism, because of the color of a woman's skin, a woman who's so fierce and so beautiful and so amazing, and who is given to people, who's given to young people music in the manner that they have never felt it before? This is an awakening. These people never knew. I'm telling you, my son is 15 years old. My son doesn't know who the hell Edith Piaf is. He doesn't even want to know who she is. But by the virtue of the fact that he listens to Aya Nakamura, by the virtue of the fact that he is a fan of Aya Nakamura, he's going to learn Edith Piaf. He's going to know about Edith Piaf. This is the bringing up together of two generations, because like it or not in France, your purism and this purist thoughts and your theories, it doesn't fly, and it's not flying. And I say this to say that it is important that you begin to bring back, okay, the essence of culture. And culture is modulable. Culture can be fixed, culture is fluid. Culture can intertwine. Culture can change. Chimamanda said that. Culture is just things that were man-made by human beings. So which means it can be changed. What you hold so dear to yourselves can be removed, can be changed. Because you're going to... I don't know if maybe many of you have noticed that. You're going to... And when you die, you're going to leave it for the young ones to take over. And then what happens next? What happens then? Would you come out from the grave to beat them, to beat your so-called purists and pedigree into their brains? No, you can't do that. And I'm going to read out. It's a really sad time in the history of France. It's really sad. And I just want to read out a couple of comments that were made on Aya Nakamura's, Instagram. And yesterday, I will tell you the truth, I felt like crying when I saw, because, my son made me know who she is. I never knew who she was. I know I saw her on TV at one point. She was in a concert. I listened to her and I was like, oh, she's cool. And then my son, as they grow, they change and they evolve. And my son came and he was playing her music on his earpods and on his speakers. And I'm like, my dear, what's going on? Who's this? And he says, oh, Mom, it's her. It's Aya Nakamura. I'm like, really? Who is she? And for the first time yesterday, just because of this, because I said, I'm going to follow her. And so the people who made comments on her post were mostly white people, okay? Caucasian. And one said, vulgaire, tristesse et désolation. This is coming from, those people who feel that they are better than everyone else in the world. Then one other said, 63% des Français ne veulent pas qu'elle chante au G.O. de Paris. LOL. And of course, I've got some very amazing responses who answered and said, parce que le président vous avez demandé votre avis. That means, because the president asked for your, opinion. Why is it important to you? And there was one particular comment that I really, really wanted to, look at. And this came, again, like I said, all the people who have commented on this post, okay, are all white people. One said, elle veut représenter la France, alors qu'elle ne sait ni écrire ni parler en français. Laissez-moi rire, pauvre France. This is where we are. Don't worry, I'm going to put all the translations there for you and transcribe everything. And of course, we had many people who were also giving their encouragement to her. And what I'm happy about is that she didn't come back to her page. And you see, this keeps going on and on and on and on. And then the police or whatever says they are starting an investigation. Investigations that never bring out any results. What are you investigating? What are you investigating? In my opinion, what are you investigating? Who are you arresting? Then one said, la notoriété ne fait pas la qualité. These are people. It's crazy. Germany wants you to sing at the Olympics. Thank you, whoever you are. And so on and so forth. Okay, now I have one. Les Français ne sont pas racistes. This one made me laugh. He said, les Français ne sont pas racistes. 62% des Français ne veulent pas de la chanteuse. C'est juste que ces chansons ne correspondent à la France. Mais les Français veulent Tenny Rainer comme porte-drapeau. Oh my God. It is sad. It is very sad. We are in the 21st century. Very soon we're going to be counting half of a century. And it's crazy. It's really crazy that some people actually went and put up this flag about her. You see, it's so heinous what was written. You would weep. It's so heinous what human beings wrote about one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever seen. It was made and said, for whites only. And it says, the pattern is always the same. Again, I don't want to use far-right leaders because far-right leaders are just a section. And I will tell you, there are more. I can vouch there are more. And that's why I'm not focusing on those in the politics or whatever. I'm not focusing on them at all, because they're just a small part. But France has a racist problem. And as long as they keep on trying to treat it as what it is, it's one of those things, don't pay heed. It will never go away, and we'll keep on having incidents like this. You need to go see her comment section on Instagram. It's crazy. It's unacceptable. Her comment section, it's unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. Once said, and it's crazy when you hear this, Piaf in the banlieue. Now, banlieue in French means the ghetto. So Piaf in the ghetto. Why? Because Aya grew up in the ghetto. And so this is a child who has risen from the dust to become who she is. But for them, she's low class. She shouldn't be here. She shouldn't be dining with us. Most of these people have never even been to a Christian Dior show in their lives. They've never even flown private jets since the days they were born. Most of these people who are complaining, many of them cannot even afford the kind of car. You see, the thing is, one thing about me is, but I always get to look at something. Why would I be insulting someone who is, or why would I think, or why would I feel I am better than someone who their coins are falling in for them through honest work? They are living their best life. They are doing what makes them happy. They are unbothered. Why would I? It's something why would I decide that I want to take out my time and start talking and typing about somebody, about their pedigree? Why would I do that? And I'm looking at this person, and for a lot of reasons, this person, I know that this person is, way better than me, has achieved more than me, is much more, they are more known than me. They are more popular than I am. They've got this, they have a message that is positive. And here I am, killing myself and throwing and spewing hate. I mean, that means I want to die. That means I hate my life, because that's how I see it. These are people that hate their lives. For whatever reason, they hate their lives. The grass to glory, the grass to grace story in France is usually strife with words like this. Who do you think you are? Where do you think you're coming from? What's your pedigree? And why is that so? It is so because the society accommodates it. Because in France, your father went to a certain type of school, the children will go to that school. And then they use the name of the father and the children, and they keep going, and they still are the same people who get the same things. You see how it works? You are maybe the child of, let's say, for example, Louis Vuitton, Benahano. Okay? So your kids automatically will take over. Okay? And after your kids take over, the children's children will take over. They go to the same prestigious schools, and, and the same names keep going, and it is kept. Nothing touches it, even scandals. Scandals should not penetrate. Even if there are scandals, we throw it under the rug. Yeah, that is France. And because they have pandered to this rubbish for the longest time. And it still remains. When I remember at a time when Macron was being accused of coming from a rich family because of the because of the measures he was taking and all, and he said, "No, I didn't come from it." Well, that's neither here or there. We don't know. I don't care. Okay, but you see that there is always that. I've actually had someone who told me. She was very clear. And she told me. She said, "That's how it is in France." She said, well, if you have to be in a certain place, if you have to work in a certain, you have to have someone. You have to, or know someone who knows someone. That is actually how it works. I am. So that you who's coming from the ghetto, you don't have that opportunity at all. The opportunity is taken away from you. In the wake of the death of Floyd, in the wake of the death of George Floyd, yes, I'm right. In the wake of the death of George Floyd, that the video made the tour all around the world. In the wake of that and the Black Lives Matter movement, it was carried out in France. While a lot of countries were taken down, we are aware that Germany has removed every relic of what happened during the period of Hitler. Everything. There is none you will notice or see anywhere. While other nations brought theirs down, France said no. The president said no, they were not bringing them down. It was a reminder of their history. In the wake of such incidents, you realize that, if you ask me, and this is my opinion, that the minister and the Olympic Committee and whatever are only they're trying to hold on to the Olympics because it is going to be a big loss for France if, for the sake of racism, Aya Nakamura does not perform. You're quite aware lots of nations most likely will boycott coming to France. Most people would say, well, I'd rather watch it at home. I was planning to come, but I'm not going to come anymore. We have that. So they are trying to do damage control. But does racism exist in the ranks? Yes, it does. It does. And this has been my issue. They gloss over it. This is a girl, and I think one writer wrote it. She has always distanced herself from anything that has to do with politics or, particular, quests in areas of social injustice. She has been someone who has stayed away from that. And you see, that's the thing of every average black person in France. You just, you just turn a deaf ear and you keep it moving. You keep pushing. That's what you do. You just keep pushing. And so here we are. So they're just trying to do damage control. Damage control that some crazy nuts out there have no clue. There has been nothing, no announcement if this girl is going to be the one to perform. But they single-handedly use their hands to destroy a good thing that is coming to them. Because we all know how that is going to go. The Olympics, it's not just the Olympics. The Olympics is the world. And what France just told the world is, we're racist. Point blank, period. And this is where I'm going to end this video. Do not fail to like, share, comment, and leave your comments in the comment section below. And subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys pretty soon. Bye.